Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to learn Chinese silk. To begin with, we are going to talk about historical development. Silk use in fabric was first developed in ancient China. Legend gives credit for developing silk to a Chinese empress, Lei Zu. The women of Damascus probably existed in the Shang dynasty. Early Han textiles recovered from Ma Wangdui show the further development of the weaving traditions already present at Mashan in the late Zhou, including brocade and embroidery, gauze, plain weaves, and damasks. The main Song dynasty achieved in silk production was the perfecting of Kesi, an extremely fine silk tapestry woven on small loom with a needle as a shadow. Kesi was used for robes, silk panels, and scroll covers, and for translating painting into tapestry. In the Yuan dynasty, panels of Kesi were exported to Europe, where they were incorporated into cathedral vestments. Ming and Qing textiles fully display the Chinese love of pageantry, color, and fine craftsmanship. Prominent among woven textile patterns are flowers and dragons against a background of geometric motifs that date to the late Zhou and Han. Silks were originally reserved for the emperors of China for their own use and gifts to others, but spread gradually through Chinese culture and trade, both geographically and socially, and then to the many regions of Asia. Because of its texture and luster, silk rapidly became a popular luxury fabric in the many areas accessible to Chinese merchants. Silk was also used as a staple of pre-industrial international trade and a surface for writing. And now we are going to talk about schools of silk. There are four main types of silk produced today. The first one is mulberry silk. 90% of the world's silk comes from bombyx murray larvae that feed on mulberry leaves. This type of silk is called mulberry silk. Mulberry silk threads are the strongest and smoothest type of silk. It can also hold moisture very well. And the next one is Eri silk. Eri silk is made in India. Unlike other types, where the worm is often boiled inside the cocoon, Eri silkworms leave a hole in the cocoon to emerge from. It is often known as peace silk for this reason. It's particularly prized among Buddhists and vegans because it can be made without harming the animal. And the third one is tassel silk. Tassel silk is coarser and stronger than mulberry silk. It has a copper color. It is not typically used in clothing, but it is popular in upholstery. Tassel silk is made by the Antheraea meta silkworm. Recent studies suggest that tassel silk may be superior to mulberry silk in medical applications. And the last type is the Muga silk. Muga silk is often used to make silk sari, a traditional garment worn in India. It also has a golden color and is very durable. And now we are going to move on to the production of silk. The process of silk production is known as sericulture. The entire production process can be divided into several steps. First, the newborn larvae of the silkworms are kept in a warm and stable environment and given plenty of mulberry leaves, their favorite diet. Second, the silkworms naturally produce cocoons around themselves to pupate. This process is done through spinning. The worm secretes a dense fluid from its structural glands, resulting in the fiber of the cocoon. Third, the cocoons are sorted then carefully according to size and quality. Then boiling water with the soap is used to unravel the silk fibers from the cocoon, and this is known as the degumming process. And then the outer shell of the cocoon is fed into the spinning reel, which is still often operated manually. Then, the long fiber threads that are extracted from the cocoon are then cleaned and stripped from any deficiencies. Last, the silk fibers are implemented into products such as bedding and clothes. And now, we are going to move on to the Asian Silk Road. So the Asian Silk Road was a network of Asian trade routes which linked the regions of the ancient world. As the Han Dynasty of China was regularly harassed by the nomadic tribes of the Xiongnu, in 138 BC, Emperor Wu sent his emissary Zhang Qian to the west to negotiate with the Yuezhi people for help in defeating the Xiongnu. Zhang Qian's expedition led him into contact with many different cultures and civilizations in Central Asia, and inspired Emperor Wu to speculate on what might be gained through trade with the West. Thus, the Silk Road was opened in 130 BC, stretching from China through India, Asia Minor, up throughout Mesopotamia, to Egypt, the African continent, Greece, Rome, and Britain. Trade along the Silk Road included fruits and vegetables, livestock, grain, leather, and hides, tools, religious objects, artwork, precious stones and metals, and perhaps more importantly, language, culture, religious beliefs, philosophy, and science. The Silk Road routes included a large network of strategically located trading posts, markets, and thoroughfares designed to streamline the transport, exchange, distribution, and storage of goods. Commodities such as paper and gunpowder were among the most traded items that had obvious and lasting impacts on culture and history in the West. And the rich spices of the East quickly became popular in the West, changing cuisine across much of Europe. The Silk Road routes also opened up means of passage for explorers seeking to better understand the culture and geography of the Far East. Finally, we are going to talk about the modern Silk Road, the Belt and Road Initiative. When Chinese President Xi Jinping visited Central Asia and Southeast Asia in September and October of 2013, he raised the initiative of jointly building the Silk Road Economic Belt and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, the Belt and Road Initiative, which have attracted close attention from all over the world. At the China ASEAN Expo in 2013, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang emphasized the need to build the Maritime Silk Road oriented toward ASEAN, and to create strategic propellers for hinterland development. Though proposed by China, the Belt and Road Initiative is a common aspiration of all countries along their routes. Accelerating the building of the Belt and Road can help promote the economic prosperity of the countries along the Belt and Road and regional economic cooperation, strengthen exchanges and mutual learning between different civilizations, and promote world peace and development. It is a great undertaking that will benefit people around the world. China is ready to conduct equal-footed consultation with all countries along the Belt and Road to seize the opportunity provided by the initiative, promote opening up, communication and integration among countries in a larger scope, with higher standards and at deeper levels, while giving consideration to the interests and aspirations of all parties. The development of the Belt and Road is open and inclusive, and the active participation of all countries and international and regional organizations in this initiative is welcomed. Thank you for your time and attention, and this is the end of our lecture today.